Samurai action experience World of Demons recently landed on Apple Arcade. It's brought to you by PlatinumGames, the people behind Nier Automata and the hit Bayonetta series. Today, we're going to have a quick look at World of Demons. I'm sorry this review is a week late. As we know, 32 new games launched on the service last week, and it's taken me a while to play through them all. Anyway, World of Demons has been in production for around 5 years, and was officially announced way back in 2018. At first, it was going to be a mobile exclusive game for iOS and Android, and was going to focus on touchscreen gameplay only. For PlatinumGames, the approach here was to provide a full-fledged action game that would work well on a touch device and didn't feel like it was shoehorned or compromised in any way. In June 2018, the game went into soft launch for people based in the Philippines, Singapore and Malaysia. However, it was removed later that year. Many thought the game was cancelled, but obviously here we are playing it today on Apple Arcade. This arcade version now comes with more detailed environments, full controller support, and also Apple TV and Mac support. World of Demons, in a nutshell, is about samurai action, and PlatinumGames turned that concept into a tale of samurai vs yokai. A lot of the game has to do with ancient Japan culture and yokai, which are supernatural monsters and spirits from Japanese folklore. Players follow a young warrior, Samuri, I don't know if I said that name correctly, who sets out to kill the Oni King Shuten Doji, who has corrupted the yokai and is trying to take over Japan and the world. As you play and defeat the yokai, you will free them, and you will be able to use them in battles as your minions. Look, it's not the most in-depth story you'll come across, and not having full voice acting was a downer for me, but it's entertaining enough to keep you engaged from start to finish. PlatinumGames have drawn on a few different traditional art styles here. First is Sumi-e, which is an ink wash painting style from China and Japan. This technique involves using monotone and bold brush strokes. Next is Ukiyo-e. I really don't know if I've said that correctly. This is a colourful wood block art design that is used in traditional Japanese art. Then both of these elements have been presented in a hybrid fusion. I think PlatinumGames have done a great job at capturing the traditional styles here. These 3D environments are very beautiful and unique, and even though the monsters are incredibly grotesque and frightening, they are very well detailed. This adventure is broken down into a skirmish mode, so I think it's very important to note the game is very linear and structured. In each chapter, you have to clear a map, fight all the monsters, mini-bosses, and at the end, face a final boss. That's kind of it for the whole game, but if you go a bit further, as you progress, you can fight more yokai, unlock more powerful weapons, minions, and other playable samurai. Plus, each target or enemies have a specific weakness to certain elements. You'll need to keep an eye out for this, and be sure to equip weapons and minions that are best suited to a certain level. This was my biggest mistake at first, as enemies were taking so long to take down, and then I realized I was being stupid and not using the right elements. After you finish a chapter, you can replay at higher difficulties, try to get 100% exploration for a story, because there are hidden chests, bosses and other things to find, and you can play some bonus, smaller skirmishes for each location. I kind of wish there were some more modes, especially a maybe 1v1 multiplayer mode that was local or online. I just think that would be super cool. I don't think that multiplayer would work for the campaign like co-op, but it would be really cool to have a PvP mode. The gameplay here is for the most part great. While there is something weird with the camera perspective, it's just a little uncomfortable, but I can't put my finger on why it is. I found engaging in combat can be really satisfying and addicting. You have to have good reflexes though. Get up close to the enemy to attack, and then get back, evade incoming attacks, and at the same time, use all your mythical spells to deal additional damage. When you learn to utilize both your character's fighting styles and your yokai minions, you can pull off some great combos and look like a complete badass. Each samurai, as I've said, has their own abilities and way of fighting. For example, Animaru is a more balanced fighter suited for pretty much any battle encounter, and Seiyo is strong with evasive skills and has great reach. Each minion has their own attacks too. One throws bursts of flames in a given direction, one smashes foes with floating hands, one throws enemies upwards with water, and one tosses you rice balls for health. At first glance, a lot of people just think this is a button mashing game, but no, there is really a lot more to it in terms of what you can do with your playable characters and the minions. The game is also really difficult. Even on beginner difficulty, I found I was having trouble, especially in the later part of chapters. Some foes are really powerful and will take ages to take down even if you have the right setup, so the game does have some grindy elements to it. This is worth noting in case you're not a fan of these types of gameplay setup. As the game was originally tailored for a touchscreen, it actually plays okay with just your fingers, which is hard to get right with a third-person game. Compared to many other action games or action RPG titles, the UI here is clean, simple, and the buttons are easily accessible. All the spells are neatly sorted into 3 on-screen buttons, and there is only one attack button for your samurai. Still, playing with a controller is always going to be better than touch for this type of experience, especially for timing your attacks and evades and using your special abilities. There is one glaring issue with the controller support though. As you engage in combat, the game will lock onto a specific enemy. This is fine, but switching to other enemies is not easily accessible, as you have to press the left or right buttons on the D-pad. I'd love for this to change to clicking down the right stick. I think this is what they used in Samurai Jack on Apple Arcade, and it works so much better. Mouse and keyboard support on Mac is really bad. The mouse cursor is visible while playing, and the user interface is tailored for a touchscreen. Why? It's so strange. So if you play this way with mouse and keyboard, it's really hard to control. So if you're on a Mac, controller is the way to go. Performance here is great. This is not the most technically advanced game, so I'm not surprised. World of Demons should by default play at a medium quality preset, but you can go into settings and change it to high, medium or low. All our devices could handle the high preset quite easily and maintain a high frame rate. The Apple TV 4K did see some minor frame rate drops when multiple enemies are on screen, but I don't imagine most of you will even notice it. Have you or will you play World of Demons on Apple Arcade? What do you think of it? Are you one of the few people who played it during soft launch? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date with everything Apple Arcade related. My name's Stewie, and thanks for watching.